Hello, this is Margaret Mack, and for the next half hour, I'll be reading from the January 1st issue of the Buffalo Rocket on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. And the first article in the Rocket is about the Buffalo United Community Choir performing the national anthem at the final regular season Bills game. The Buffalo United Community Choir was chosen to perform the Star-Spangled Banner before the Buffalo Bills' final regular season home game at Highmark Stadium on January 4th, inspiring unity and community pride in a significant moment of the team's farewell season. 75 singers from the Buffalo United Community Choir, representing 46 churches and organizations across Buffalo and Western New York, performed an original gospel arrangement of the national anthem by BUCC co-music director and coordinator Karen Saxon. The Buffalo United Community Choir was founded in 2023 by the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra Diversity Council, led by Ella E. Robinson, whose vision and connections brought the community-centered initiative to life in the aftermath of the May 14, 2022 Tops tragedy. Created to unite singers from across the region through music, reflection, and shared purpose, BUCC maintains a close artistic relationship with the BPO, collaborating annually in a gospel symphony celebration and the orchestra's Concert for Unity, a free summer performance led by BPO music director Joanne Folletta, programmed to uplift and connect audiences in an accessible way. BUCC has 3 music directors, each beloved figures in the Western New York music community: Ella E. Robinson, Karen Saxon, and George Brown. Honoring the farewell season at Highmark Stadium, the Bills chose to spotlight a local ensemble whose roots are deeply connected to Buffalo's resilience, diversity, and community strength. Brian Harbercom, Buffalo Bills Director of Game Presentation, stated, "As we get ready for the final regular season game at the current Highmark Stadium, we wanted the national anthem to come from Buffalo itself, from voices that sound like home." When I learned about the Buffalo United Community Choir and how it brings singers together from so many churches and neighborhoods, it immediately felt right. BUCC embodies the spirit of the City of Good Neighbors, and we're honored to have them with us for this historic moment. Karen Saxon's gospel setting of the national anthem was created specifically for this performance and moment in Buffalo's history. A distinguished music educator, accomplished musician, and community leader, Saxon has spent over 25 years shaping the next generation of artists through her work in Buffalo Public Schools, City Honor School, and at Buffalo State University. She also serves as Minister of Music at First Shiloh Baptist Church, sits on the board of the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra, and chairs the NAACP ACTSO committee, which she mentors youth in the arts and academics. Saxon shares the opportunity to create a gospel arrangement of our national anthem carries profound responsibility, especially in light of the challenges we are navigating today together. Arranging the anthem for the BUCC is both a joy and a deep honor, as it allows me to give back to a community that continually offers joy through its unwavering presence and commitment to our shared mission of spreading love and healing through unity in song. A professional vocalist herself, Saxon continued, bringing my gospel arrangement of the national anthem to the NFL stage is far beyond anything I could have imagined. While performing the anthem has long been a personal goal, this moment transcends that aspiration, marking the close of an era in a cherished space where we have come together to celebrate our beloved hometown team. The BUCC performance preceded the Buffalo Bills' Week 18 matchup against the New York Jets on January 4th, 2026. The Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra Society, Incorporated, provides a resident professional major symphony orchestra of artistic excellence and integrity to enrich the quality of life in Western New York through the presentation of live Philharmonic music and other musical events, which educate and entertain the broadest possible audiences within and beyond the Western New York region. Since 1940, the orchestra's permanent home has been Kleinhans Music Hall, a National Historic Landmark designed by Eli and Erin Serene, with an international reputation as one of the finest concert halls in the United States. Since its inception in 1935, the BPO has served as Buffalo's cultural ambassador. Joanne Falletta is the music director of the Grammy Award-winning orchestra, which presents more than 120 classic pop, rock, kids, and youth concerts each year. To learn more about the BPO's storied history, distinguished conductors, and world-class musicians, and commitment to IDEA, visit the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra at bpo.org. Next up, we have the blotter felonies from D District. North Buffalo, December 28th, 2025, St. Lawrence Avenue. Officers were dispatched to a 911 call for domestic trouble where the victim messaged 911 saying the offender is in her house in violation of an order of protection. The victim messaged 911 saying, "Please hurry." Upon officers' arrival, the offender answered the door for officers. Officers quickly detained the offender for violation of order of protection. The victim explained to officers that the offender was pounding on her side door, trying to get inside of the house. Victim stated that she opened the door for him in fear that he would damage the door to get into the house. While the offender was inside, he began a verbal argument with the victim and punched the wall multiple times, causing the victim to be alarmed and annoyed. The victim stated that the offender then said to the victim in a loud and manic tone, "Would you rather it be you or the wall?" placing the victim in fear of physical injury. The victim stated that the offender took the key ring from the key hook, which contained her vehicle keys and house keys. The victim attempted to get her keys back from the offender, where he then forcibly took the keys back from her and took the vehicle without her permission. The suspect then returned with the vehicle, explaining to the victim that he was pulled over police momentarily after driving it. While the offender was contained in the rear of the patrol vehicle, the offender repeatedly kicked the inside of the door panels of the vehicle in a manic rage, exhibiting tumultuous behavior throughout the car ride. The offender repeatedly spat at the cage camera observing the camera view, and eventually ripped out the power wires from the camera, rendering the camera unusable, causing over $2,000 to the in-car camera system damage. The in-car camera system was recording at the time of the incident, capturing the physical evidence of the incident. The damage caused by the offender to the camera system diminished the possibility of further capturing of the offender's transport to ECMC. While at central booking, the offender stated to central booking lieutenant that he swallowed a bag of heroin. The lieutenant instructed officers to transport offender to ECMC for evaluation. While at the Erie County Medical Center, offender did continue to yell and scream profanities at ECMC staff and at officers in the emergency room triage area, causing disruption of hospital functions. ECMC police assisted officers while in the emergency room. The offender spat on the floors and in the direction of multiple officers. Offender was transported back to central booking after release of ECMC staff. Narcotics submitted to the lab. On December 23rd on Delaware Avenue, the defendant did take various merchandise and pass all points of purchase on 3 separate occasions with a value approximately of $1,568 from Burlington at 2460 Delaware Avenue. The defendant's actions did violate order of protection issued by Honorable Presiding Judge. And on December 21st on Hurdle Avenue, defendant was found operating stolen Arizona state-registered vehicle by police. On the west side, December 25th on Lafayette Avenue, complainant states that while she went to go to sleep, defendant did snatch her pillow from her and slap her face, causing alarm and redness. And on Riverside on December 28th, East Street, victim reports defendant did push her to the ground, causing bruising to her left arm, threatening to kill her. The defendant then did hold victim's neck. Defendant was in violation of an order of protection ordered by presiding honorable judge. Axe also recovered by patrol officer inside blue string bag in the bathroom. December 25th, Peter Street. Defendant did scale the side house and did break the upstairs window to gain entry by damaging same with a brick. Damage worth over $150. While inside, defendant did kick in the lower apartment door to gain entry. While in the upper apartment, defendant did have oven on bake with gas running and stove door open. And finally, on December 25th on Crawley Avenue, defendant did arrive to address and did get into a verbal altercation with complainant. Defendant did destroy a television screen valued at $600, bedroom door worth $250, Landon shoes worth $900, and a pair of Nike Air Force One Tiffany's worth $400. Defendant did grab a hammer and attempt to destroy other items. You're listening to a reading of articles and features from the Buffalo Rocket on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. And the next featured article is under the column Seniority, Ask Rusty. Can my husband work part-time and collect Social Security? Dear Rusty, I am writing to you on behalf of my husband. His intentions are to go part-time as of January 1, 2026, working 30 hours a week and take Social Security benefits as supplemental income. How can we determine what his Social Security benefit would be with him still working part-time? He will be 63 and 7 months old next January and has not yet applied for benefits. We look forward to hearing from someone very soon. Signed, Anxious for Information. Dear Anxious, if you are now collecting Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, benefits, and you are still disabled, it would be a disadvantage to claim your Social Security retirement benefits at this time, age 62, or even at age 65. That's because your SSDI benefit is the same as your full retirement age amount, as calculated for you at the point you became disabled. Born after 1959, your FRA, full retirement age benefit, is age 67. But you are already receiving your full retirement age benefit while on Social Security disability, even though you have not yet reached your full retirement age. That full SSDI benefit will automatically convert to become your Social Security retirement benefit when you reach your full retirement age. If you were to claim your normal Social Security retirement benefit any earlier than your Social Security full retirement age of 67, the amount you get would be reduced for claiming early. At your current age, you would likely get between 75 and 80% of what you are now receiving on SSDI, depending on your exact age and the month you claim. And at age 65, you would get about 87% of what you are now receiving on Social Security disability. In other words, as long as your disability continues and you remain eligible for Social Security disability insurance benefits, you should not switch to your normal SS retirement benefit because you would get less money, and the resulting benefit reduction would be permanent. This article is intended for information purposes only and does not represent legal or financial guidance. It presents the opinions and interpretation of the AMAC Foundation's staff, trained and accredited by the National Social Security Administration and the AMAC Foundation, and its staff are not affiliated with or endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other governmental entity. To submit a question, visit our website or email us at ssadvisor@amafoundation.org. And next we have Senior Trivia Pop Quiz, Test Your Knowledge. There are 10 questions. I'll read the 10 questions and then I'll reread them and provide the answers. Question 1. What body of water lies between Ukraine and Russia? Body of water between Ukraine and Russia. Question 1. Question 2. Which company uses the advertising slogan, Think Different? The company that uses the slogan, Think Different. Question 3. Which actor plays himself in the movie Zombieland? Actor who plays himself in the movie Zombieland. Question 4. Which U.S. president authorized the Indian Removal Act, which forcibly relocated Native Americans? The U.S. president who authorized the Indian Removal Act. Question 5. How do plants take in oxygen and carbon dioxide? That's question 5. Plants taking in oxygen and carbon dioxide. Question 6. What's the name of the bar in The Simpsons? The name of the bar in The Simpsons. Question 7. Which pop singer refers to her fans as little monsters? A pop singer referring to her fans as little monsters. Question 8. What is the deltoid muscle in the human body, or where is the deltoid muscle in the human body? Question 9. What is the primary ingredient in the Greek dish moussaka? The primary ingredient in moussaka. And finally, question 10. Who wrote the children's book Where the Wild Things Are? The children's book Where the Wild Things Are. Okay, back to question 1. Body of water that lies between Ukraine and Russia, the Sea of Azov, A-Z-O-V. Company that advertised slogan is Think Different. The company is Apple. The actor who played in the movie Zombieland played himself, Bill Murray. Which U.S. president authorized the Indian Removal Act, which forcibly relocated Native Americans? That was Andrew Jackson. How do plants take in oxygen and carbon dioxide? There are tiny pores on the underside of leaves called stomata. Question 6. What's the name of the bar in The Simpsons? It's Moe's Tavern. 7. What pop star refers to her fans as little monsters? That's Lady Gaga. Question 8. Where is the deltoid muscle in the human body? It's your shoulder. Question 9. What's the primary ingredient in the Greek dish moussaka? Eggplant. And finally, question 10. Who wrote the children's book Where the Wild Things Are? Maurice Sendak. S-E-N-D-A-K. And next we have an article by guest columnist Michael Kearns. Kearns warns driver of major DMV point system overhaul. 2026 is right around the corner. Well, it's here. And Erie County Clerk Michael Kearns is urging motorists to prepare for significant and far-reaching changes in the New York State Department of Motor Vehicles driver point system. These reforms, adopted in late 2024, are designed to more quickly identify high-risk motorists and improve road safety across New York State. With these new rules taking effect, it's important for every New York driver to understand how points work and how they can affect your driving privileges, said Clerk Kearns. If you accumulate too many points, it can cause your license to be suspended or revoked. And points on a license can also impact what you pay for insurance. Currently, drivers face a possible suspension if they accumulate 11 points within 18 months. However, under the new rules, drivers can face suspension with 10 points within 24 months. This means drivers will have a lower point threshold limit before facing penalties or possible suspension. Many common violations will now carry more points, making it easier to reach the 10-point threshold. Speeding, that's 1 to 10 miles per hour over the limit, increasing from 3 to 4 points. Using a cell phone while driving, increasing from 5 to 6 points. Failure to yield to a pedestrian increasing from 3 to 5 points. Reckless driving or passing a stopped school bus will now result in 8 points. That's up from 5 points. Speeding in construction zone is a particular focus under the new law. Violators who exceed the speed limit in a construction zone will now result in 8 points regardless of speed. This is one of the most dramatic changes in the new law, Kearns noted. Construction workers deserve to be protected, and the state is sending a clear message. Drivers will also see points added for violations that previously never carried any. Equipment violations, 1 point each. Illegal U-turn, 2 points. Obstructing traffic, 2 points. Failure to move over for emergency vehicles, now 3 points. These changes originate from Governor Kathy Hochul's 2023 State of the State initiative, were formally proposed in the July 2024 New York State Register, and it was adopted November of 2024 and take effect in February of 2026. A major key change took effect in January 2025 for impaired driving reform. The number of impaired drivers convictions that result in a lifetime license revocation has been reduced from 5 DUI convictions to 4. If you've been convicted of driving drunk 4 times, what the state is saying is you shouldn't have a license and shouldn't be on the road, said Kearns. And to every innocent victim of a drunk driver, I don't know anyone who disagrees with that. Motorists can find full details on point values, violation explanations, and how to review your driving record by visiting the New York State DMV website. You've been listening to a reading of articles and features from the January 1 issue of the Buffalo Rocket. We read from the Buffalo Rocket every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Your reader has been Margaret Mack. Thank you for listening.
Good morning. Welcome to another broadcast day in the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, a private, not-for-profit organization. Radio Reading volunteers broadcast daily readings of newspapers, magazines, and books to area blind and print handicapped persons who are provided reading radios. We broadcast in the subcarrier signal of WNED-FM Radio Buffalo, and that's provided without charge by the Western New York Public Broadcasting Association. As always, please feel free to contact us with your comments, suggestions, and any questions you may have, and please stay with us.